told Robin I had a talent. So she encouraged me to read something instead. What I'm reading is from my own memoirs. This is my first memories of Kyoto. And I'm nervous. So please bear with me. I was born with bad blood. We talked about that earlier today. Dad had A blood and Mom had O, and when I was born, Mom's blood got into my bloodstream, causing incompatibility problems. I was jaundiced and my bilirubin rose so high that it destroyed brain cells in areas that control movement. The life-threatening problem was resolved, but the damage was done. I could not gain the cells I lost, and therefore have lived with a mild motor control condition all my life. I have come to see my condition as a thorn in my flesh. It has often caused me embarrassment and frustration, but like the Apostle Paul, who as far as I know coined the expression, I feel God has used this thorn in my flesh to help shape my character and spirit. I can't tell all there is to know about Kyoto, but these are some of the memories that go outside the walls of our house that you all may relate to. Other missionaries in Kyoto at the time were C.F. Clark and Jim Satterwhite, both physicians at the hospital. I went over to play with Timmy Clark regularly. They had a playground right across the street from their house, and we spent a lot of time there. I'll never forget the sign at the Clark's front gate. A large lighted picture of Jesus. It was very impressive to see, very serene and holy. It was my first impression of how Jesus should look. When Dad used to drive Barry and Bobby home from school, I accompanied him. I sat up front with Dad, Barry, and Bobby in the back, sat in the back, and Barry and Bobby sat in the back and talked and giggled all the way home. So Dad called them giggle boxes. Bobby had one of the most infectious laughs I've ever heard. Sometimes I found myself regretting living so far away from real relatives. But when I remember my mission uncles and aunts, I recognize that they were, in many senses, like real family to us, with annual mission meetings serving as family reunions. C.F. Clark was not only one of my beloved uncles, but also my doctor. Sometimes I got to see Uncle Jim Satterwhite as well. I was born in the Baptist hospital there in Kyoto. It was on a hill, and the road to it was very curvy and bordered on places by concrete walls with ivy crawling on them. No doubt we were there quite often during our years in Kyoto, since Dad worked there as a chaplain. In later years, we were there only for annual checkups and immunizations. It smelled like a hospital, and I usually got shots there, but because of those ivy walls, the familiar scene as we pulled into the parking lot, and in Uncle C.F.'s gentle manner, I now remember those visits as something like pleasant homecomings. Maybe you can relate. One of my fondest memories of Japan, back then and through all my years, was Amagi Sanso, the lodge in the mountains and the woodlands on the peninsula east of Tokyo. If you put this on YouTube, I won't keep where we had our annual summer mission meetings. It was a large complex of buildings with 2 dormitories, each with Japanese-style tatami bedrooms, ofuros, and classrooms. In the main dorm, Honkan, was also an assembly room that served as a chapel until they built a separate chapel. And best of all, the dining room. The meals were what I considered great, often including rice and brown gravy, and usually ending with soft ice cream from a self-service machine. Whenever I see colored metallic cups now, I think of the good old days in Amagi. Between the Honkan and other dorms, Shinkan, was a walkway of wooden planks. Originally it was open, with only a roof over it. Then it also grew walls. This is from the perspective of a young kid who does, How did they get there? The sound and feel of walking and running between those buildings on those planks was very vivid and nostalgic for me. Mission meetings always had daily Bible lessons for the kids. And I remember after hearing about the lost land that was found, either I dreamed this or we actually had some kind of field trip down the grassy hill near the walkway looking for the lost land. I don't know what teacher I had, but it was a real search or something. On Amagi's grounds was also a softball field and a swimming pool. They tell me I was drowning down once in that pool, and Uncle Stan Howard rescued me. I remember two dreams back then, when I was 4 or 5, more vividly than any other I think I've ever had. One of the few stories I remember Dad reading to us in Kyoto was the Uncle Remus tale of Brer Rabbit and the Briar Patch. I must have also seen the Disney film Song of the South because I dreamed about Brer Rabbit and Brer Bear as cartoon characters from the movie. The redness of Brer Fox and the crafty smile on his face really stick in my mind. I was up at the attic at night, and they started beating on the door of the bottom. Then they got in and bounded up the stairs in their animated wagon. I was terrified and ran down toward Joel's and Dickie's room, hoping to hide, but they spotted me and came creeping toward me. They said they were going to eat me. Then I woke up. This is for real. The setting in my other dream was the Shinkan lobby in Amagi. I was sitting on the floor playing with something. Again, it was at night, and I was alone. Jesus walked in and stood over me, looking just like the picture in front of their Clark's house, of course. He told me to come with him because he was going to eat me. He was not threatening about it. It was more of a duty I had to fulfill. But I was scared, and I told him I wasn't finished playing right now, and could not join him right there. It seems he was patient but firm, insisting that I join him. I was still sitting there procrastinating when I woke up. All my life, I've thought of these dreams as nightmares. The more I think about them, the more I see the dreams as part 1 and part 2 of the same message. Brer Fox was probably the most extreme manifestation of evil my mind could handle at that age. And he stated his intention to gobble me up when he caught me. Jesus made more of an invitation than a threat. He made it clear that the decision was mine, and it was a very serious decision. I was too young to make that decision back then, but the seed was planted. I can't help now but perceive the message of the dream to be, allow your life to be consumed by the Spirit personified in Jesus, or you will be consumed by evil. Wow.